what's good? We about to tap into another Doug Exo. Let's tap in.
Judge Aileen Cannon of the Trump Mar-a-Lago documents case just now screwed over Jack Smith. This is a huge win for Trump and an embarrassment for Jack Smith. She just unredacted all of the documents, or most of the documents involved in this case that Jack Smith wanted to keep quiet. Now, why did he want to keep them quiet? This is what reveals the clown show. We have great work done by Julie Kelly. It's going to be some reading. We're going to read it. I'll show you the redacted, then the unredacted. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are, because this case is not going to hurt Trump. They're going to try. It's not going to be done. Aileen Cannon is not going to go fast for Jack Smith. And Jack Smith, all that's happening is he's just being exposed as a flop sweat hack. Yet another liar going over the top. A giant cover-up. This also exposes, by the way, Merrick Garland, creepy, bug-eyed, lying, spy on Catholics. Merrick Garland, Joe Biden's hatchet man. Let's go. Okay, here's Julie Kelly on Twitter. New, thanks to order by Judge Cannon. Key evidence related to classified docs case is now unredacted. We're going to read it. On the left, what Department of Justice Jack Smith wanted to conceal. On the right, now we know why. More proof of collaboration between the Biden White House and NARA, which is the National Archives or whatever it is, to concoct a case. So let's do a comparison. So here we go. As you can see, this is the original. This is on A, the early indication of NARA or National Archives bias. This is pre-indictment investigation archives. And then we're going to take away the black lines, and it's going to reveal what they were redacting. I have three of these sets, guys. Three documents. We're going to do a direct comparison. It's going to expose Biden. Here goes. Here's where NARA General Counsel Gary Stern sent an internal email attaching a draft letter to President Trump's PRA representative. Example one, Stern noted, so they didn't want to reveal his name, I think, but Stern noted that he, quote, had several conversations with White House ORMs, and that had, quote, raised some of these concerns directly with David, this is Ferriero. Stern's draft conceded that things were very chaotic, as they always are, in the course of a one-term transition. And he acknowledged that the transfer of the Trump electronic records is still ongoing and won't be complete for several more months, emphasis added. The employee explained to FBI that it is not uncommon that PRA material, Presidential Records Act material collection extends past the close of any presidential administration. That's what they're trying to hide. That the Presidential Resurrection Act, it knows the material collection, it extends well beyond the president's administration, long after they're out of the House. Usually they get a pass. Sometimes, quote, well after the close of any given presidential administration. So they want to redact that and go, don't try to normalize Trump. It looks too bad that he's doing something normal.
Yeah, like they're trying to out him out. You know what I mean? Because nobody, like, it's like they don't want him back in office because they feel like he's a threat. You know what I mean? Like, if you really look at the bigger picture of everything, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, but what has Biden did? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he hasn't really did nothing. Like, you know what I mean? He hasn't did nothing, man. Like, Biden, man, he whack. You know what I mean?
Especially when they know that Biden did it. However, in early June of 2021, during ongoing good faith efforts by President Trump, PRA, Presidential Records Act representatives, to address issues raised by National Archives, Ferrero declared, I am out of patience. That's when they were yelling at Trump and mad that he wouldn't turn over documents. He was going, I have a right to these documents. I can declassify them. Here's Julie Kelly on the second batch that we have. Now you know why the insiders like Andrew Weissman and Barb McQuade are desperate to get rid of Judge Cannon. Without her courage on this matter, incriminating evidence of Biden's White House and Department of Justice running the investigative show behind the scenes would be buried, maybe forever. Department of Justice told NARA what to do to cover their tracks. That's in the next redaction. So here's the unredacted. We're just going to read that top paragraph because now we get to see all the good stuff. And the first sentence of the second paragraph. Here we go. And now, this is in 2022. On behalf of the Biden administration, according to an FBI report, Stern, also of National Archives, consulted with Stu in late January 2021. During the consult, Stu referred Stern and to the Department of Justice, so they're covering someone up, and the Department of Justice Associate Deputy Attorney General Emily Loeb and Associate Deputy Attorney General David Newman on January 24th, 2022. Loeb and Newman instructed the Stern, quote, to refer the matter to their office of the Inspector General, unquote. That is NARA. OI is Inspector General, IG. And, quote, the office of the Director of National Intelligence. Newman also provided DOJ contacts Jay Bratt, Chief of the National Security Division, and Corey Amundson, Chief of the Public Integrity Section. And Stern, quote, had additional conversations with Bratt and Amundson regarding next steps. First sentence of the next paragraph. On January 25th, acting on instructions from the White House and Department of Justice. Oh, why did they cover that up, I wonder? Jack Smith, you sweat conspiracy. Why did you...
Oh my God. Exo, man, he a fool, bro. He clouded Jack. You know what I mean? That man said wet slob. That man got a wet stick up his, what? You know what I mean? This is a PG-13 type of channel now, you know what I mean? I can't do what I used to do, you feel me? On game. But, I mean, Doug and Exo got a point, though. Like, Jack Smith, he be under the cover behind closed doors. He be on some weird timing, you feel me? You know what I mean?
Cover up the White House and Department of Justice. National Archives sent information regarding the 15 boxes to National Archives. Yeah, this is a cover-up now. Now, this is Jack Smith. Remember what he said? He said he redacted these documents. Remember this? We did a video on this. This was months ago. He said he redacted these documents because there was an ongoing deep cover guys that they had to keep protected. I assume that's still the black slot on each of these. They're still protecting the guy's name. But what he really used was that black slot to cover up. So this first sentence, for instance, that shows that the White House and Department of Justice were running this whole thing, telling National Archives what to do, where to go, what to get.
Facts.
This is a conspiracy. So, and also it proves that Jack Smith is a liar and can't be trusted because he gave an excuse. Now it's been proven to be false. He got caught in it, buddy. Jack Smith, you got caught lying on these redacted materials, probably obstructing justice, and that you didn't want Aileen Cannon to release this stuff. This is hilarious. And she's just smacking him around. Hey, Jack, how about I release this? Let's take a little longer on this while I unredact this. He goes, no, we'll have to. And they had to go approvals back and forth, and she's buying Trump more time. Good girl. Julie Kelly, last one here. Biden Department of Energy, the DOE is what it's called, Department of Energy, also involved in the cover-up. The DOE discovered after Smith handed down his indictment that Trump had an active security clearance, so they retroactively terminated it. See, if Trump had a security clearance, he might have gotten some cover. But they retroactively, backdated it to say that you're no longer covered. These people, This is shocking. This is so Jack Smith, you're guilty. Department of Justice, Department of Energy, all in on it, all of you. So here's the redacted document. You can see the black lines at the top. And then we're going to go, looks like third, about halfway down that second paragraph. We'll read that one to you also. Now let's remove those lines and we'll go to this document. We're going to read this last page. And because if Jack Smith wants this stuff covered up, I'm reading it on my program, sucker. It's public now. It has been made public. I'm not in trouble for reading this stuff. This is public knowledge.
That man said sucker. He called that man a sucker. He called him, but he called him for what he was, though. That's how he felt. That's how he felt as a man, You can't do nothing but respect it.
Now, sucker. Now we're going to read this to everyone, what you did. Pull down your pants and show that you're a blank Ken doll. That's all you are. Here we go. In the memorandum, the Energy Department's Assistant General Counsel disclosed that the agency's Central Personal Clearance Index and Clearance Action Tracking System reflected an active Q clearance for President Trump. So he has like an active, that's a document, security clearance. Based on information provided by the Office of Environment, Health, Safety, and Security, the EHSS, and documents reviewed by the Office of the General Counsel, the Assistant General Counsel instructed that the relevant systems, quote, be immediately amended and, quote, promptly modified to reflect the terminated status of President Trump's Q clearance immediately. The Energy Department concluded that these steps were appropriate as a matter of law, based on a retroactive interpretation of the terms of President Trump's clearance. So they wanted all that covered up. That can't be public. They're guilty. Anything that they want to, that they think makes them look bad is what they cover up with all this stuff. And then claim it's national security clearance. This, once again, is like a false flag. These people are gold brickers using actual defense of real victims and real people, and then they hide behind them. It's like Hamas hiding their army among civilians. It's what they do. Okay, let's get down to this coverage sentence. The office declined to provide any additional information. To date, the productions of the special counsel's office concerning these issues appear to have been limited to June 15th, 2023, FBI document reporting that Scattered Castles check run on blah, 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 that's 6/14/23 for President Donald Trump. Donald J. Trump was negative, so they showed that he lost his security clearance. And that was just so they could make him look worse, going, look, he doesn't have security clearance to have this stuff, to have these codes, to have this information on COVID, to have this stuff. Let's get him in trouble. This is not justice. Jack Smith is so dirty, and so's Merrick Garland now, and so's the White House, and so's the Department of Energy. We have a new revelation. Thank you, Aileen Cannon, patriot, for doing the right thing on these guys and bringing the tiniest hope of justice in the American justice system. Because what Alvin Bragg is doing, and Judge Engoron, and Letitia James, and Fonnie Willis is a fraud, a complete fraud. The founders would have you tarred and feathered. I'm Doug in exile. Subscribe.
No, he got a point, though. I feel what he's saying, though. For real. He got a real valid point. But comment, subscribe, share the video. Let me know in the comments. Do y'all agree? Do y'all disagree? Let me know in the comments.